and 60 grit sandpaper personalities. The 4 and D subway lines shuttled the sardines decked in navy and white to 161st Street. The unfortunate souls who chose to wear San Diego gear could expect to face death threats and "fuck the Padres" chants. It wasn't personal. It was the Yankees. Red, white, and blue bunting covered the stadium's edges, a patriotic touch for the extra special occasions such as the 1998 World Series, the capstone to one of Major League Baseball's magical seasons, when a home run chase between sluggers Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa enthralled the nation. The two men went on a summer-long testosterone tour, smacking dingers at a prodigious rate. Few questioned the home run display, and those who did were brushed aside. We were blinded by power. We were back in love with baseball. The drive from Yankee Stadium to the Bronx's Hunts Point section takes less than 15 minutes if traffic is thin. The direct route takes you east on 161st Street, underneath the elevated subway platforms, swerving around pesky double parkers. The route twists and turns, and you follow it. Along the way, the rust and graffiti and decay became more prevalent. Duck under a highway overpass, and then you reach the 1200 block of Seneca Avenue. If heroes are made at Yankee Stadium, people are overlooked on Seneca Avenue. A man sits on a stoop, scanning the passing cars. Children play in the shadows of surveillance cameras, throwing matchbox cars at birds. An apartment building is wedged in the middle of the block, identified by a stucco sign on the front, the Ruth Apartment. On a different October day, not far removed from his World Series appearance playing in The House That Ruth Built, Ken Caminiti spent his final moments here. He could have been anywhere else. Chapter 1. Batman. Kenny was always trying to fly. That's what he was doing on the stairs at 2.5 years old. He thought he was Batman, the caped crime-fighting crusader played on TV by Adam West. Instead of flying, Kenny tumbled down the stairs, 30 pounds of energy and dreams and rug burns. Come to think of it, Batman never actually could fly. Given Kenny's aerial and athletic pursuits, Cordoy Lane was just about the perfect place for him to grow up. The street, part of the Cambrian Park neighborhood in southern San Jose, California, was developed in phases, starting with Kenny's section in the 1960s, then growing to include a perpendicular addition so it resembled a curved L shape. The curve at the intersection of those two ends made an ideal spot for pickup games. The neighborhood was surrounded by plum orchards and open fields and rock quarries, and given the proximity of schools, more than a dozen within 2 miles, you could usually find a baseball, football, or basketball game in progress by hopping on your bike and riding around for a few minutes. With so many young families, kids' voices served as a neighborhood soundtrack. The neighborhood and houses and street and schools and sports fields were all new, a reflection of San Jose's growth. It was a nice, middle-class upbringing, in contrast to the city's overlooked minority and lower-income neighborhoods and the ritzy town of Los Gatos a few blocks south. Kenny's family lived at 5129 Cordoy Lane, a split-level home with a garage and 4 bedrooms. The house had a swimming pool in the backyard. Families living nearby would become the Caminiti's friends. The Rosses, the Whedons, the Constantinis, and Noriegas. Steve Reinhardt lived across the street from the Caminitis and was Kenny's age. It was a dead-end street for a lot of years, so out in front of the houses, out in the orchard next to us or the field a few blocks away or the quarry, there was plenty of open dirt to go play in, Reinhardt said. Peggy Whedon recalled Kenny being a sweet, innocent, inquisitive boy. When he was 5 or 6 years old, before the neighborhood was fully developed, the Whedons had the last house, and beyond their house was